What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's your boy Nerdy Nick, host of the NSquared Podcast, where we stream live every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Arizona time. And we try to sneak in a little bit of gameplay streams every Tuesday and Thursday, if we can, at 7 p.m. Arizona time. But enough about that. We're here today to show you a tour. A tour? Yes, a tour that I've been promising for a very long time of my functional game room. What's that? It's not just a game room tour, it's a functional game room tour. Nick, what's a functional game room, you might be saying? Well, this isn't just a storage room for my games. And now look, we've all seen plenty of different game room tours throughout the years on YouTube. Some people have rooms that are just filled with all their games, and rightfully so. Kudos to those who have a massive collection like that. My game room is, again, a functional game room. So you're like, what is that? What does that even mean? What does that entail? Well, this is not just a storage room for my games. This is also where I spend a lot of time hanging out with friends and family, playing games, and also recording the podcast live, again, every Monday night at 6:30. Gotta get those cheap plugins while you can. So, kick back, grab a drink, get a snack, and join me on this tour of my functional game room. Alright guys, so I thought I'd start off right here with the entryway to the game room. It's the only way in, only way out. Right here, we've got the PC setup with the double monitor setup for when we do the live stream of the NSquared Podcast. This is also where I will be editing footage as well. And right here on the other side, we've got my guitars. I am a musician, I love to shred, love to play, and let my other creative juices flow right there. So when you walk in, this is what you see immediately.
Yeah, so we got my guitar amp, my original guitar back when I was like 12 or 13 is when I got that. Blu-rays, DVDs, VHS too. Peep the X-Men down there for all you quick-eyed snipers. Some wall art, Mortal Kombat 1 poster from GameStop, and just some random action figures and whatnot.
So as you continue your way through the game room, again, for orientation purposes, the PC setup is right over here. We've got the entryway door and my guitar setup with all the DVDs and Blu-rays right over here. I call this part of the game room Arcade Alley. We've got the Final Fight cabinet right here, Street Fighter 2 right alongside, and the deluxe edition of NFL Blitz, all by Arcade 1-Up. So whether you want to duke it out with some bros on Street Fighter, you know, have a little 100-yard fight, so to speak, playing NFL Blitz, or fight some baddies together on the Final Fight cabinet, you've got hours of entertainment just right here. But that's not all that's in the alley. We've also got Bookshelf 1 and Bookshelf 2 fully stacked, probably overly stacked, full of games. I have no idea how to organize it sometimes, and right now I still have to put all my pickups away from Game On Expo 2024, so probably going to add another bookshelf to this area. How? I don't know. That's another time for another concern. But one thing that I'm throwing out here is I've got tons of pro wrestling action figures duking it out in the bookshelf right over here. Every now and then I like to change them around and put them in different matches, different fights, and see if anyone notices on the live stream for the NSquared Podcast. I've never specifically shouted out this Easter egg, but now hopefully y'all start to notice and y'all start to like look for different, you know, this or that figure fighting each other. And on top of the shelves, I've got just a bunch of random collectibles and boxes. You know, we've got classic He-Man Masters of the Universe toys up here. You know, old school Hulk Hogan lunchbox up here and whatnot. And then right over here too, I've got some of my prized possessions when it comes to pro wrestling figures. This is the Street Fighter edition for All Elite Wrestling when they did the crossover with that. So I think that's pretty cool. And then also, right in the corner over here is my dad corner. This is full of stuff that my daughter has made for me or given me throughout the years, and I just like to have a place to highlight those things. So again, this game room serves as a function. It is a place to hang out and a place to have fun. I mean, it's totally awesome. So yeah, coming through the door, you can either come down Arcade Alley or take a left where we got the lounge set up, which we'll hit next.
So before we depart to the lounge, just show you guys some of the stuff that's in the bookcases. Tons of games assorted in any which way. I've at least tried to keep them within like a somewhat chronological order, but there's no guarantee. Over the years, you just keep buying more stuff, keep jam-packing them into the shelves, try to make them fit. Got some AEW figures, like I said, these are like really rad ones. It's what you would call organized chaos, really. Got tons of games, man. Tons of more games in boxes and storage, too. I love these Mortal Kombat games, though. Signed by most of the cast from the original 2. And as we continue up the bookcase, we've also just showed off here some Genesis, SNES, NES, and classic Atari. And on top, we've got some boxes of collectibles that I have, a complete in-box NES in the back, and an old thermos Hulk Hogan lunchbox. This is the dad corner. So I got a lot of stuff here that's special and close to my heart, that I love to have a spot of its own to highlight, separate from the rest of the collection. And right here, we're taking a pan shot over most of the game room from the corner of, I would say, Arcade Alley, right by the entrance. So you see here the majority of the lay of the land, and we'll get right into that with this shot. So we've got the old CRT at the VHS hooked up to it, and yes, I do use my VHS player. Got a lot of things on the walls, in the shelves. If you look right there, I've got a bunch of VHS on display. Starting up top on the left, I've got a Mario shrine, Super Mario Bros. Some little knickknacks here and there, and like I said, some of my prized VHS collection. Very small amount of it, matter of fact. Got the PS5 and Xbox Series S, because console wars are dumb and just enjoy games, guys. Got the classic consoles down below as well. Bunch of figures, a lot of action figures from my childhood. And on the right, on the top, we've got a Sonic shrine to show love to both Mario on the left and Sonic on the right. Got a bunch of cool boxes, some press kits. That Sting figure is one of my prized possessions, 1 out of 1,000. And in the drawers, I've got tons of controllers. Peep that Brawler 64 from Retro Fighters. And on the other side, we got the PS4 and the PS3. And what's a game room without a mini fridge? That's right, we got a mini fridge in the game room. Ignore the top shelf, I know it's dirty, a soda exploded in there. Yeah, lightly stocked today, although we do keep gamer fuel on hand. Haha. But yeah, this is my functional game room. This is where we all come and hang out, spend quality time together as a family, and when friends are over, we all gather around, play some games together, and just have a really solid time. Because that's what it's all about.
Alright guys, there you have it. A complete tour of the NSquared Podcast game room. Functional game room at that. Hopefully this helps you guys be able to distinguish between just a regular game room and a functional game room. And again, we got pretty lucky with this house. This was actually a garage that was converted basically into a whole other living room. Now I know not everyone has this kind of space, but when you're someone like me who has the space, I had to utilize it. I got to put all of my stuff in here, and I have room for more games, more arcade systems and whatnot. While that room might be fleeting in the coming days, it's here and I'm utilizing it to the best of my ability. Now, down below in the comments, let me know what you think of the game room tour, and if you had this kind of arrangement, what would you do differently? Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure to check out the NSquared Podcast live every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Arizona time. where we talk about video games, professional wrestling, movies, and entertainment news. You don't want to miss out. And if you are only listening to our show on the audio podcast platforms, don't miss out on attending live, where you can be a part of the show and get your chats read live. Guys, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. We're returning to not only just live streaming, but long form video uploads. So we hope you enjoy. Take care, and game on!